The story for the two assassins, Upton and Vance Travers, is the classic storytelling trope of brother betraying brother for a woman, but today I'll be explaining their full story. So if you want more Assassin's Creed lore videos like this, then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Now let's get started. Vance Travers was born in England in 1690, 2 years after his older brother Upton. Looking to make a name for themselves, the two brothers eventually sailed to the West Indies, where they built a successful smuggling operation. Around the same time, Vance and Upton became involved with the Assassin Brotherhood. They used some of the money they earned through smuggling to support the assassins, and as Nassau grew into a major pirate stronghold, the two brothers were appointed as the joint leaders of the city's assassin bureau. At some point, the Travers brothers also brought a treasure map from a pirate in Nassau. Rather than keeping it together, they split it in half, with each brother holding one piece. Their plan was to reunite the map one day, find the treasure, and use it to fund a comfortable retirement. Around 1717, Vance became acquainted with Jing Lang, a secret Templar agent sent to eliminate the assassin leaders in Nassau. Before long, Vance fell in love with her, and she eventually convinced him to betray both his brother and the Assassin Brotherhood. Her first request was simple: get Upton's half of the treasure map. Not long after, Edward Kenway arrived in Nassau to warn the assassins about the growing Templar threat and to recover a Templar key. Vance saw this as the perfect opportunity and deliberately misled Edward, convincing him that Upton and his men were actually the Templars he was searching for. Edward's attempt to kill Upton failed, so Vance hired a group of pirates to finish the job instead. Before the attack, the two brothers met to discuss the treasure map. Vance wanted to finally use it, arguing they could split the treasure and improve their place in society. Upton refused, believing the treasure should stay hidden until they truly needed it. He also warned Vance that Jing wasn't who she claimed to be, and questioned whether she could ever settle into a normal life. Unsurprisingly, Vance didn't take the criticism well, and the conversation quickly turned into an argument. After the meeting, Edward followed Upton back to Vance's home, hoping to find the second half of the map. Instead, they found pirates hired by Jing Lang already searching the area. After dealing with them, Edward searched around for himself, but only found a letter from Jing asking Vance to meet her near the tavern with both halves of the map. Curious to see how deep Vance's betrayal really went, Edward followed and listened in on their conversation. During this meeting, Jing demanded to know why Vance still didn't have the map. Vance assured her it wouldn't be much longer, explaining that his hired men would soon kill Upton. Realising that Upton was in immediate danger, Edward rushed to find him and managed to fight off the pirates before they could finish the job. Shattered by the betrayal, Upton drowned his sorrows at the local tavern. Edward stayed by his side, protecting him from bar fights and even the local authorities until he finally sobered up. By the following morning, Upton had made up his mind. Both Vance and Jing had to pay for what they'd done. Edward offered to handle it himself, partly to help Upton, but also to recover the Templar key. Not long after, Edward tracked Vance to a camp hidden in the nearby swamps.
That's Vance.
As he was dying, Vance called Edward a traitor, only for Edward to fire back with the line, "It takes one to know one." Vance died in 1717 at just 27 years old, having thrown everything away for a woman who never truly cared about him. Jing later admitted that she'd already stolen both halves of the real treasure map, and revealed that her husband was the one actually holding it all along. As for Upton, nothing is known about what happened to him after these events. The last official mention of him comes much later in 2015, where both his and Vance's names appear on a list of British assassins found in the office of the Templar Isabel Ardent. So what are your thoughts on Vance and Upton's story? Let me know down in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you as always to my channel members for their continuous additional support, and thank you to everyone for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.